Good morning again, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity that you give me uh, to share about me and my company. Um, First of all, my name is Johnny Herrera. I'm originally from the Dominican Republic. I came to the States when I was 20 years old. Um, and I right from the beginning, when I came to the United States, I started doing pest control. I got my first job in a small company in Westchester County. Um, I happened to go to Westchester Community College to take a class on pest control, and the instructor hired me um, as his employee, and I worked for him for 9 years. Um, I I I I worked for David Alvarez until he sold the company. Then I started my own company a few years later. Right now, I live in Monroe, Connecticut. I live with my wife and my three daughters here. Um, and Ysoli Pest Control was born in. I created Ysoli Pest Control in 2011, and I've been doing pest control on my own all this time. Um, I Let me put my screen on here. Um, so Isoli Pest Control, we do a structural pest control. Primarily, we do residential um, and commercial as well. We have a lot of restaurants. That's our main um, line of business. We take care of restaurants. We have monthly and bi-weekly programs for restaurants. Um, and for the most part, um, to talk about pest control in a group like you is really up the hill for me. Instead of me talking about what I do, what I want to have uh, some of the members share with you some talk about jobs that I did for them, and I'm going to to tell you a story first. This story I told you before, and it was about this lady that called me and about 2 in the morning. She was crying because she saw an animal inside her daughter's bedroom. I asked her, what is it? She had no idea what it was. She knew she had an animal there, and she was really nervous about it. She was crying. So at that time, I gotta go there. So I went there. It was a skunk. It was on the second floor. Didn't make any sense to me, but it was there. And I was able to get the skunk out in less than 5 minutes without spraying. Everybody was happy. That lady, that was like 3 years ago, probably more. And that lady is my friend now. And she recommended me left and right. She's a teacher in Stanford. And yeah, I get calls all the time from people mentioning her. She knows a lot of people. And that's the type of things that I like about this job. My ability to solve problems to people. And every day I get to meet new people. And over the years, I have made a great network of friends. And and that's really rewarding. And that's one thing that I like a lot about my job. And uh, I would like to give Ann Lindsay the opportunity to share some of her thoughts about the jobs that I've done for her in the past.
Hi. So the first clue is when you see like dirt scratched up around the side of your house, and you're wondering if underneath the bush is that a hole? What is that? And then the second clue is when the cat who was asleep goes on point and it's got his nose on the floorboards. And then you start hearing the noises from the basement. And as James knows, my furnace is in the basement. I have to go down and put water in it. And now I'm terrified to go down there because there are things, large things that are alive. And Giannis comes in and he's going to put Alex out of business because he comes in and he does evictions. And it's nobody dies, it's safe. He puts a trap that lets them get out but not in, and then he fixes the hole and makes sure they don't go back in again. And so to be able to, knowing that I can call him for all of the critters around is such a relief. Thank you, Giannis.
Oh, my pleasure, Ann Lindsay. Thank you for sharing that. One aspect of my service is one thing that I like is the fact that I like to go solve the problem. And when people have a pest problem, the question that I ask when I'm there, or the questions that I try to answer are like, why is this animal here, right? Why is he here? How we got in, right? Now, how can we get rid of the animal or the insect, whatever that may be, and how can we prevent that pest from coming back? So and I have a 2-visit program that I do, but when I do, on the first visit, I try to answer all those questions, and then I share with my client information on how to prevent that from happening again. I did a service for Casey Hart last year. Casey, do you have anything to say about what I did?
Yeah, I think we do have to help Jonas a lot because he's trying to put himself out of business. I've been in Connecticut for about 25 years. Never needed an exterminator. Never had any problems. Well, about 2 years ago, we had some crickets in the basement. And this had never happened before. And of course, since Jonas was a member of the group, I gave him a call. He was there in a moment. He was right there. He assessed the situation, came in with all of his hazmat stuff on. He went down the basement, took care of it. And then he came up and he said, okay, so you had some crickets in the basement. The reason you had them is this, and what you have to do to make sure they don't come back is this. And he gave me all of this great advice. So he's not really building repeat business. So we really do have to get him some new customers. The thing that we've learned, one of the things that we've learned here in the group is that there are phases that we go through. There's the know, like, and trust. I know Jonas, we all know Jonas. We all know what this guy is like. Everybody likes him. And you know that you can trust him. He comes, he does the job that he says he's going to do. He does it right away. There's no waiting for him. It's not, you're not booking him 3 or 6 months out and say, well, I'll get there when I can. He is there whenever you need him, right on time. So I strongly recommend Jonas. If you haven't used him, if you haven't referred him, you can trust that he's going to do an awesome job.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate your comment. This time of the year, I'm busy with the mice, primarily rodents. But come spring, my primary business is ants. Everybody get ants. And you know what? In March, early, right, like the end of March, that's the best time to get rid of ants. So some people wait until July, August, when they are really established. So the best time to kind of get rid of them is early, when they are hungry. They're being sort of dormant for 2-3 months. So when they start gathering, trying to find food, that's the best time to put a good bait and get rid of the colony once and for all. So you have a a free, pest-free summer, and that's the best way to go about it. Last year, I went to BJ. I'm going to put you on the spot. You had a situation on the side of your house with some stinging bugs that I took care of. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was younger, I was in high school and I got stung right above my eye, and my eye swelled shut for like a week, and everyone in high school made fun of me, and it actually traumatized me. So the other day I was playing with the kids outside. This was during the summer, and I saw there was a wasp nest right in the hedge. And that actually really freaked me out. I didn't want to go anywhere near it. So I called Jonas. He actually took care of it. Determined they weren't bees, so it was safe to kill them. And he actually saved the bush. So it was like they were never there. It was fantastic. I called him. He was there in a few hours. And he actually sent one of his guys to follow up to make sure that they didn't come back. So I was super thrilled. Just bravo, and I don't hesitate to recommend Jonas to any of my clients at all.
Thank you, BJ. BJ, and one thing that I do also is I have a monthly program for renters, investors that have rental property. And when you have 2, 3 tenants living in the same building, or 3 or more, you are putting people to live together, people of different lifestyles. Some people have their home spotless, very clean. But right below you, you can have a neighbor that is not like that. So you may get creatures in your apartment, and that make tenants very unhappy, and then they start calling the landlords about that. And one service that I really like to provide is that renter pest control for rental properties, because that take care of a very important problem for landlords. So BJ, do you remember the property that you had in Stanford?
Giannis, we need to wrap up.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm beginning now.
Oh, sorry.
I'll make it a 30-second. So Jonas used to take care of our family rental property that Jeff sold, and he used to take care of that. The tenants were complaining about mice. So basically, he comes out on a monthly basis, checks the traps, and we've never heard a complaint again about mice. But these tenants were, the best, but they weren't the cleanest either. So it really helps to have that monthly service. Thank you, Jonas.
You're welcome. Well, then wrapping, I still have testimonial from John Snefsky. I don't think we have time, but
well, save it for next time, or he can give that testimonial in the latter half as we're doing now. So
okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Giannis. All right, let's